Welcome to the Heart for God podcast. With many years of experience pastoring and helping to start churches, Dr. Jim Townsley has some practical and biblical advice that can be a great help to you and your ministry. On this podcast, Dr. Townsley and other guests with special expertise cover a variety of topics. His goal is to help you lead your church to be a healthy, strong, and balanced ministry, and for your family to be happy, healthy, and living for the Lord.
Thanks for joining me today. We have a special guest with me, Tyrone Walker. And Tyrone, tell me about your family first. You have several children.
Yes, my wife Samantha. We have 5 girls, 14, 12, 9. Let's see. We got a 5-year-old. Actually, that's Elias. He's a boy, 5 years old. And then let's see. With the girls, is 3 and 1. So,
you got your hands full.
Yeah,
that's quite a group, and great kids, great family. So, Brother Walker, you're going to Trenton, New Jersey to start a church, and you've sort of got it started, but you're still in the process of starting a church. Tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, so we moved to Trenton in July, and we started soul winning right away, and we started seeing people saved, and we was burdened to get them in the actual church so that they could start to grow. We knew we was there to start a church, and seeing how we was already on the field, we figured we might as well start having some services. So we started having services August the 15th, and that's a Thursday. We meet on Thursdays, and I absolutely love it. Our service is singing, preaching, food, fellowship, and then we do discipleship. And about 97% of the people that comes to our services stay for the discipleship. And our thinking is that if we can get them all discipled and teach them how to tithe, how to give, how to be faithful, we can become a self-sufficient church in a short period of time.
It's certainly a challenge when you go to a place like Trenton, a true inner city. But you have a background of being in inner city, is that right? Yes,
absolutely. I grew up in Chicago. I grew up in a gang lifestyle. My parents were both a part of starting what they considered an organization, and to them it was, it was something they thought was going to help the community, build the black community, and so they encouraged their children down that same pathway. And really, I think that they had a very little hope for their future and ours. So the lifestyle was, the gangs, using the governmental system for income, welfare, SSI and things of that nature. And so I came out of that lifestyle, and now I'm going back into an area where it's full of that.
So the first few years of your life, then, they were filled with, is basically a gang life and trouble. You'd been in prison, I understand.
Yes, yeah. So, growing up, was trained by my father to learn how to steal, and eventually, when I became 10 years old, it was the first time I had a run-in with the police. I brought a gun to school, threatening to shoot someone, not really even knowing what I was doing. But that will become the story of my life from the age of 13, just constantly being arrested. When we eventually got kicked out of Chicago, our family did, due to the gangs. My father-in-law had did some things, and so the gang gave us 48 hours to get out of Chicago, or they was going to kill him. And so we end up in Minnesota. When we got there, the school systems was different, and I found out that my parents couldn't beat on me like they was without consequences. And so when I found that out, and I informed my mother that she couldn't be hitting us, she came up with a new idea, and that was, she'll take me to the psych ward, tell them that I'm having a mental health episode, and they arrested me and locked me in a psych ward. And so when that happened, I absolutely hated it. When you get there, they don't believe you. To them, everyone there is homicidal or suicidal, and so they just start giving you medication to fix whatever problem they perceive you having. Well, as a result of that, jail became my haven. It was the only place I found safety. It was the only place I found relief. The options were jail, psych ward, or being at home with my family.
So you ended up in prison in Duluth.
Yeah. Well, so in Minnesota, yeah.
So, you don't think of all the gangs and crime in Minnesota.
Yeah.
You don't think that way.
Yeah, generally you don't, but St. Paul, Minneapolis is known for being what they call baby Chicago. It's a very violent area.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's something. So you ended up in prison, and how did you get out of prison?
So I ended up in prison. I spent about 13 years of my life locked up altogether for robberies and shootings and just violent crimes, But eventually I served the time that I had to serve. And when I was coming home from prison, I was actually getting released from maximum prison, Oak Park Heights. But when I got out, I went right back to that street lifestyle. Eventually, I ended up running into my now wife, who shared the gospel with me, and she continued to share the gospel with me and continued to try to reach me. And it was through her efforts I eventually got saved. Yeah.
Amazing testimony of how where you were at and where you are now. I mean, it's so drastically different from where you are. But your kids, they don't seem to have a sense of where you were before, because it seems like all they've known is the Christian life. Am I perceiving that right?
For the most part, Soraya was born while I was on. Soraya is the second oldest. She was born while I was on my way to prison again, and I was in prison for the first 3 years of her life, and Sahara was about 5 years old, and so they had a part of that life early on. But after that, after I got saved, it was no more of that lifestyle.
So if you go to Trenton, New Jersey, you see these people in the gangs, you see. You know where they came from. You know what's going on.
Yes. In fact, I've run into many of them. And if you was to take a tour of Trenton Baptist Church, you would see a number of people who, men, and they say men between the ages of 18 and like 40 is hard to reach, especially inner city men. I thank the Lord, but in Trenton Baptist Church, we have a number of men in that age range who also had gangs and prison backgrounds, and now they're in our church and singing the songs and learning. So it's exciting.
That's incredible. And that I think in America as a whole, we've really neglected the inner cities, and that's almost half the population of the United States. They're in the inner cities, and there are not too many that have actually been successful. Usually it ends up like a mission work.
Yeah.
Not that all New York City would be categorized inner city, but there's no mold to follow. And all those communities are a little different, but when you think of that challenge, you have to realize God's got to do something. Amen. Because you just can't go in there and someone donates 10 acres of property and, there's some farmers got, a few $100,000 to build a building and, it don't work that way.
No.
In the inner city.
Interestingly, you're right. The inner cities have been severely neglected. And when I got home from prison after being saved, I got into a really good church. It was a church that had strong, sound doctrine. It was a church that had tremendously high standards. It was a church that taught me how to soul win, how to be effective in witnessing. But I realized at that time even that this is the need for the inner cities, is a church like this. This is what's going to change these men's lives. And, and it was sad to realize there wasn't really any churches like that. And it's understandable why someone don't want to go there. And most churches that have went in and tried, they end up becoming like a mission church. You know, they're feeding the people, they're clothing the people, their standards get reduced and things of that nature. But I'm excited because the Lord, I believe wholeheartedly, is leading this work, and I believe He want to show Himself strong through it.
So far, you're already seeing results. I mean, that's incredible. But you're hoping to have a crusade this summer sometime, and sort of a launch, finding a place to meet in Trenton.
Yeah. So right now we're gearing up. We have all of the material we need. We're planning to not knock, but hang invitations to our Trenton Gospel Crusade, Grand Opening Crusade, which is May the 12th through the 15th. We're going to go and hang bags on every door in Trenton. We got 40,000. Now, the beauty to that is only 8 square miles.
Yeah, it's all close.
So you know, we can run down the street and get a lot of that done.
Yeah.
But then we're going to have a tent crusade, and after that, the 15th, Lord willing, we'll be able to go and confirm people who got saved. And then the 18th is our planned date for our grand opening. And we need a building right now. We need a location. We have a backup plan. If we can't find a location, our sending church is only 5 minutes away from Trenton. And
is it that close, really?
It's that
I didn't
close.
realize it was that close.
Yeah, so we'll use their
the
building.
Canaries Church. Wow.
Yeah. So we can use their building. We'll have off-hours services, and that, you know.
Well, it'd be a big advantage to have your own building, so we'll be praying that the Lord opens the right door for that, too.
Yes.
Well, it's been great to have you at our missions conference this year, and, you know, we're supporting you, and I know there's a lot of other good churches out there behind you, but God has to do it. God's got to do the work, so we're praying God will do that.
Amen. Yeah.
Thank you for listening. If you enjoyed the podcast, consider sharing it with a friend. You can also follow at Dr. Townsley on Twitter or on Facebook at Jim Townsley.